James Fairweather, the chilling story of a teenage killer. In the tranquil English town of Colchester, a string of violent murders in 2014 sent ripples of fear through the community. The quaint streets and historic landmarks, once symbols of peace, became shrouded in unease. At the center of this storm was James Fairweather, a 15-year-old boy whose fascination with serial killers evolved into a deadly obsession. Fairweather's descent into darkness was neither swift nor unnoticed. He was a loner, a boy who struggled in school and found solace in a grim collection of macabre interests. His phone was filled with images of infamous killers like Ted Bundy, Peter Sutcliffe, and others who had carved their names into history through their horrific deeds. Fairweather idolized them, imagining himself among their ranks. His obsession was not secret, those who knew him saw the signs but failed to predict just how far he would go. On March 29, 2014, Fairweather committed his first murder. His victim, James Atfield, was a 33-year-old man with a brain injury from a car accident that left him vulnerable. Atfield had been drinking in Castle Park, a popular area for locals, when Fairweather struck. Armed with a knife, the teenager stabbed Atfield an unimaginable 102 times. The attack was savage and frenzied, leaving investigators stunned by the sheer brutality. Atfield had tried to fight back, as evidenced by the defensive wounds on his arms and hands. But the odds were insurmountable. The murder sent shockwaves through Colchester. But the worst was yet to come. 3 months later, on June 17, Fairweather claimed his second victim, Nahid Almania, a 31-year-old Saudi Arabian student. Almania was walking a well-trodden path to her university when Fairweather struck. This time, his attack was deliberate and calculated. Almania was stabbed 16 times, with injuries to her eyes and head that suggested a disturbing level of hatred and premeditation. Fairweather later admitted that he targeted her because of her clothing, identifying her hijab as a reason for his choice. Both murders left investigators baffled. There was no apparent connection between the victims, and no evidence seemed to link the crimes to a single perpetrator. Fairweather continued to evade detection, blending into the fabric of everyday life while harboring dark fantasies of further violence. But his reign of terror would not last. On May 27, 2015, Fairweather was spotted behaving suspiciously near a wooded area by a dog walker. When police arrived, they found the teenager armed with a knife and wearing rubber-gripped gloves, prepared for his next attack. His arrest marked the end of a chilling chapter in Colchester's history. But the details that emerged during his trial painted an even darker picture. During questioning, Fairweather described hearing voices that compelled him to kill. He claimed these voices promised dire consequences if he didn't obey. Despite this, he showed no remorse, speaking with chilling detachment about his crimes. In court, his demeanor was equally unsettling. He displayed little emotion as the details of his horrific acts were recounted, leaving even seasoned investigators unnerved. In 2016, James Fairweather was convicted of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum term of 27 years. His case is a grim reminder of how unchecked mental health issues and dangerous fascinations can culminate in unthinkable violence. For the people of Colchester, Fairweather's arrest brought an end to the immediate danger but left lingering scars. The town would never forget the terror of those months in 2014 when a teenager turned his dark fantasies into a horrifying reality. And for those who followed the case, Fairweather's story serves as a sobering testament to the capacity for darkness that can exist even in the most unexpected places.